Is that Oxford
Yeah, that
trying
was
to be Northern Irish then?
Or it.
Kind of Northern Irish-ish.
Northern Irish-ish.
Sounds a little bit, doesn't it? Tiny bit.
Cross, where did your helmet go? Ah.
Bit rude.
Are we playing basketball?
Again?
Wow.
Basketball. BB Battlebus.
You talked to me like I was a child there, Oxford. I appreciate that.
It's hard, yeah. It's hard, dude.
Okay, continuing on. Well, thanks first of all for joining us today. Yeah, it's going to be very helpful for you to be wearing a helmet today. That's for sure. We're continuing our experimentation with this sort of medium forces SOP that we're working on, otherwise known as Battlebus. And because of your numbers today, you're going to be able to do this in the Striker, which I think will help and make things a lot easier than they would otherwise be. So what I've got planned for today is, like I said, a couple of experiments, because there is no SOP. SOP, by the way, I'm not defining as a document that you read through, and that's the ultimate truth. SOP is something that we do, and we don't really know what to do. At least that's sort of the thesis that I'm throwing out there today. I want to know how to best react to contact, and I think that's something that we should all be interested in, because it's going to happen quite a lot. And I've got a couple suggestions for us, and we've already had a bit of feedback on it from the BTR mission that we played, where Skeleton also led the squad, which is what I'm pushing you into that role again today, because I think you're just ideally suited to it, because you've got that basic experience to go off of. So the first sort of bit of feedback that we had was that seeing as this is sort of based on motorized and not on mechanized, the initial intuition would probably be to evade an unexpected contact. And Skeleton made the point that that is, how should I put it? How would you put it?
Nicely, I'd say not the most effective strategy. Properly, I'd say shit.
Shit, pointless, not useful, not helpful, right? So let's try it, right? So we're doing the basic motorized thing. If we're hitting an unexpected contact, we're going to try to evade using our usual either U-turns or three-point turns. I want to make very much clear once again that in this MO, as in all vehicle-based MOs, vehicle crews need detailed micromanagement. You need to talk people through workflow steps. If you end up in a crew slot and a driver slot, please listen to what you're being told. If you're being told to do a U-turn, do not do a three-point turn, and vice versa, right? So let's try and keep that on SOP, that bit of SOP that we have. You guys are free to, if there's no questions or points at this point in time, you're free to mount up, sort yourselves out, get ready, and I'll give you a waypoint in just a second.
1-1, we're going to mount up. Bravo's going to take crew seats. Alpha in cargo.
Yeah, sit in the back.
Put you on docks. Okay.
Oh no, it's the dreaded.
Nords, what seat are you in?
Troop Commander.
Bravo. Do you mind if I grab that seat, please?
Yes, of course you.
Thank you kindly.
You are very welcome.
Very.
Very.
Alpha, call all in.
Alpha all in.
Bravo all in.
Right, you guys want to make sure that the air guard seats, they're called, in the back of the vehicle are crewed and turned out for this.
That's Spirit and Lad. Yeah, perfect. Thanks, lads.
That's much better. 1-1, this is platoon, over.
1-1, set up.
You've been given a waypoint 1, to the east of this location. Move out towards it at your own discretion, over.
One more copy's moving up.
Isn't it preferable to have the vehicle crew in those air guard seats?
Yes,
Like
I was
Nords
about to
and
say
Cav?
that. Yeah, if the Bravo guys could get in the turnout seats, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, you beat me to it, Ox.
Wait, mate, minds think alike.
But fools rarely differ. Yo.
Driver, are you on crew intercom?
Negative.
Could you go on crew intercom, please?
Push the talk, get it off.
That's a wonderful
Indeed.
noise, whoever that is.
That's me.
Oh my god, it's Oxman.
It's
Whoa.
my fucking robot.
Driver on intercom.
Bloody
Ready
voice
for
machine
tasking.
again.
Driver, take us forward to the road. We're going to turn left.
Copy
that means my
forward
filter
and
is
left
stepping
on the road.
It's my filter dead.
This is right. Driver, hold.
Copy. Holding.
Driver, 180.
3-point turning. 180.
Is this a tracked vehicle?
Negative.
Oh, okay, cool. Driver, speed 20.
Copy that. Speed 20.
Driver, coming up to a T-junction, we're going to turn left.
Copy that. Turning left. On the paved road, I see.
Yes.
Turning left.
Gonna watch southeast. Driver, speed 30.
Copy that.
Contact 600 meters east, right
Driver,
side
hold.
of road, in the next
Hold.
behind the
Driver,
complex.
turn left, northeast.
Driver turning left northeast.
Move to the left of this warehouse.
Moving
Oh,
left of the
actually,
warehouse.
is this... Are we overreacting here, potentially? Driver, hold. How far were the contacts?
600 meters. 500.
1-1, this is
Driver.
Platoon, over.
Send.
Contact resolved, continue on towards waypoint 2, over.
One more copy.
Driver, you turn left. Take us back to the road.
Copy. You turn left.
We saw it too early, I think. Driver on the
such
road,
thing.
turn left.
Turning left.
And Eagle Vision.
I'm eagerly.
Thanks for that.
What the
Ox.
fuck does that mean?
I don't know, but it makes sense coming from him.
I mean, what's his name? What? I mean, you seen the pacemaker or peacemaker or the fuck pacemaker? Contact quarter right, 200
Driver,
meters.
turn right.
No RPGs. Kill ball.
Driver, hold.
1-1, full dismount. Targets to the east.
Full.
Yeah.
The Alpha.
1-1, this is Platoon, over.
Send.
Contact resolved, continue on towards waypoint 2, over.
1-1, stepping off.
Correction, waypoint 1, over.
Ross, move seats, please.
Who's this?
Driver in.
Wonderful.
Haven't seen you for a while.
Alpha, Bravo, call all in.
Alpha all in.
Bravo, all in.
Driver, you turn right.
Copy.
On the road, turn right, driver.
Copy.
I feel like this is a tough place for it. I feel like we spot the contacts well before they spot us.
There's plenty of bushes to hide them in.
True. Yeah, I'm going to eat my words very shortly, I imagine.
Maybe I should play dumb.
I spot them at the same time as you do, to be honest. Driver, hold. Driver, turn right. Sorry. It's my fault. I forgot to open my eyes.
I'm just scanning the front, right? You guys should have the flanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Smell contact beyond this ridge.
What do they smell like?
Tuna.
Asians.
Oh god. Does he forgot to put them down?
I don't know. Maybe he's waiting until we don't have
Oh,
cover.
driver, you turn right.
Contact left. Holding fire.
Driver, best speed.
Yeah, Hoop is doing ungodly stuff not.
Driver, speed 40. Driver, herringbone left.
1-1 full dismount, face east.
What up, V? Cover.
Oh, that was a terrible place.
Now what?
1-1, this is platoon, over.
Send.
Contact resolved. Continue on towards waypoint 1, over.
I was waiting for that.
Mounting up.
We might as well be proactive and get working on that. Forming our lines, etc.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
That's where everyone else as well. I'll reload in.
Alpha all in. Bravo all in. 1-1 stepping off.
Driver, you turn back onto the road.
I hear gunfire.
Oh, that's a bad start. Driver, continue speed 30.
Copy.
That was a
Let's get injured, brother.
rough place.
Yes, cat got hit.
Did it hit you in the fields or something?
No, chest.
Sorting you out now, Cat.
Thank you.
That's usually called anxiety.
Anyone else got shot?
Nope. I got shot at.
Don't have it.
I might
You haven't said a
need
word
you to
yet.
wipe the
His mic's muted, I'm not sure if he knows that.
sights, Jack.
I do.
What, the sights?
Yeah, I got a little bit of dust in my sights in the vehicle.
Okay.
So you want me
You'll
to
be
climb
alright.
out and wipe?
Contact. Front, one squad in the tree line. East.
Driver, you turn right.
That's an RPG.
Oh shit. Driver, best speed. That's fucking terrifying when that gun goes over your head, I won't lie.
Yeah, I'll cease fire for
Come up,
realism.
Wards.
That's all good. Driver, herringbone right.
We're in view, I think, on the right.
Oh wait, okay. Alright, driver, back onto the road. You turn back onto the road.
I've seen.
Sorry, driver, you turn left.
I saw that on the screen.
Did you just fucking beam whoever's in the FFV seat? Or...
Yeah, well, there's a 50 cal line.
It's okay, I'm good.
1-1, this is platoon.
Driver, herringbone right.
Send.
Exercise complete. Regroup on my position. Over.
What is that? To the west.
It's back at the fucking start. Alright,
Full speed.
driver, you turn onto the road.
Yeah, this is far superior in terms of gunning on the move than the BTR.
Driver,
Of course.
speed 4-5.
Pros.
This would be even better if it had cages.
I like the little pouch that the gun has to drop the ammo in. Yeah, driver, continue forward.
Because we can't have two overpowered vehicles, otherwise nothing can hit us. Especially with Skelly's driving.
I'm
But
not
it's still,
driving.
I still have to like adjust. I mean, I have to aim. I have to counter the spin or the spin, but like
yeah,
the movement of the
rotation.
vehicle. But if you're in a BTR, you just it's no point trying.
Just give up until it stops.
Yeah, just you spin around.
Right round, baby.
Driver, before the church, herringbone right.
Copy.
Driver, herringbone right.
1-1 full dismount.
Right, let's talk about how useless that is, or was.
Well, I nearly got taken out by the gun a couple times.
Does
as we were-
that answer the question?
Yeah, pretty much, in my opinion, yeah.
We survived, but we didn't really do anything.
We know that no matter what we do, there is always risk involved, and some of that risk stems from us. I mean, some of you may remember the debate that we had with Kat when we were training infantry reaction to contact, infantry only reaction to contact, and I made that point that we need to watch out not to shoot each other. I think it's not really a valuable point to realize that that's as much the case for a battle bus as it is for infantry only. So again, the question is, how useless is evasion for medium forces as a reaction to contact?
Shit.
I mean, just out of what I would have experienced, if we're in a not as open terrain, we will not be able to make as smooth an evasion. That might open us to being hit in the arse or the side by an RPG.
I did a thing when Zeusing this. I filtered out all the AI that was spawned with high explosive anti-tank threats. And that's one of the points I made in the feedback on the Sunday mission, where we were wiped essentially by a couple RPG rounds, is that these vehicles do not like RPGs. And that's not something that we can change, apparently. Some vehicles can have their armor buffed, for lack of a better word. These cannot. So we can't put RPGs as threats in. Otherwise, we will get wiped regardless of how we behave when we take contact. It just makes these vehicles fundamentally unusable if they're encountering heat threats. So it's as simple as that. But again, on a sort of tactical level, right? So we have open ground, so we can turn easily. That makes it easier to evade. Right. What else? What else can we say about evasion? We need to watch out not to shoot ourselves.
Well, technically, it's not an issue, but I think if also the turrets are different in the battle buses. Some will have some stabilization, which this one has, so we can fire on the move. But generally, when you start turning, that is going to become a problem for the gunner. He can't suppress anything. Can't. In a BTR, he's just useless basically if you start turning.
I think that's a different debate, right? So now we're talking about the effect of our combat power, essentially, that we can generate with varying vehicles. That's not really the question, right? We're not talking about how much can we kill when we're evading. We're talking about, is it useful to evade? And I still haven't really heard much about that yet at all.
for
it
me.
isn't useful to evade.
All right, could you elaborate?
Yes, I can. It's a complete and utter waste of time, because if your vehicle, in this particular case, that thing behind us, isn't man enough to take on what's ahead of us, turning around is going to be a bit of a waste. It wastes valuable resources that are sat in the back doing their sweet FA. Becomes a little bit boring, and I could just go on really. I could rattle off a whole load of things where it's
Please
not.
do. Please do. That's exactly what I want to know.
Okay, it's not exciting enough. It's not tactical enough. If every time we're going to come under contact, we're going to run away, there is some merit to running off and getting yourself a bit more stable into a better environment. Blah blah blah. But there's also a lot to be said of some training we did. I think by now some months ago that you started off, but for whatever reason stopped. where we basically, it was almost like a full-on assault. Every time we came under attack, we ourselves attacked, and it was even for people in the back. If you want to call this a game, which I don't, it's a sim, was very exciting. And for for all patents and purposes, it got everybody's backup in the sense that they started becoming a little bit stressed because they are having to think. So that's my my bit of it.
Would anyone like to respond to that?
Yes,
Go for it.
this is exactly what I agree with. This turning and evading, it seems like it's like the opposite of useful. It's just wasting time. Because why would you show your ass to the enemy? You have the gun front.
Well, you would do that. Maybe this is something that we can talk about, right? Because when we're doing basic motos, where we give every fire team a car type vehicle, this is our basic reaction to contact, and as far as I know, that has never been questioned. So this would be sort of my follow-up question to the group is, right, so if this isn't useful and we shouldn't be doing it, why are we doing it when we're doing moto, and why is that not a problem? That's sort of, I can't really resolve that in my mind.
Well, in moto, you immediately go into offense of some kind. Here we just evaded, and then there was exercise complete.
Yeah, well, so there's context missing, but I think we all have enough experience and enough, fantasy to add that context, right? So we can answer the question, why do we evade? Because we don't want to take the fight. We want to take the fight on our terms, right? We don't want to go into the ambush. We want to circumvent it. We want to go to a different place. We want to slowly sweep it when we're deployed. There's lots of things that we can think up, right? So that's not really, right? It's not the case that there is no answer to the question, what is this good for, right? Or am I getting that wrong?
I guess to an extent in this vehicle it's different because this vehicle... So the problem with the BTR specifically was that it didn't have the capability to continue engaging once you turn around in a meaningful way. This vehicle doesn't have that problem because the turret can sort of rotate. Moto vehicles don't have that problem either for the same reason. So I guess that sort of turning around was mostly a thing with the BTR because it basically reduced combat capabilities to 0, and it didn't move. It wasn't agile enough to make the turn safe enough to be worth doing, basically.
I think last week's training makes your argument sort of indefensible, because we've already proven that when the editing, so the environment that you generate to go up against these vehicles is suitable, the problem does not exist. Right, so it's less nimble and the turret is worse, right, fair enough. But when you have an environment that is fair to the capabilities of the vehicle, it is entirely possible to use it to fight. So I don't think that holds water, I'm afraid.
Well, got a counter to that as well, is that I don't think it specifically applies to the BTR. We've just very quickly learned that the moment you turn that gun 180 degrees backwards, you have 2 people in your way.
Which we've learned today is apparently the case for the striker as well. So,
yeah. So it's ineffective.
The point I'm making is that turning around is not necessarily the right decision. That, like, so in some cases, I'm sure, in the same way that you probably would with a mechanized vehicle as well, sometimes going back is the best solution. So like the stuff we were doing in the training last week, for example, with the partial dismount on the move, that makes complete sense. I agree with that. It's the turning around and the treating it exactly like moto, where every contact, unless you're charging through it, is a move back and regroup thing. Not regroup, but for
that
the sake of
segues
argument.
perfectly into what I wanted to say, which is that when I think Battlebus, I think skirmishing, I think offense, I don't think defense. And I think, it's that on the move assaulting force that doesn't stop and takes the fight.
Another thing I just thought of as well, Phil, if you don't mind me saying so, is
I don't.
if we have, which I think you've pointed out or said that we're only ever going to, in this scenario, ever have one battle bus, but there are
Per squad.
other
Yes.
per squad, yeah. So if there is 2 battle buses, then you've just if and the speed, to be fair to our group, that we do get out of there, for a better word, basically turn round, is such that the first one doesn't actually get a lock onto the scene. So if you like, their scout ability has just been negated because they're more concentrated on bugging out or getting out of there than they are of looking at the scene, taking on what's what, and going back to be able to report. Because don't forget, we haven't always got air.
Okay, there's a lot in there that we need to unpack, but I want to sort of sum up the debate at this point. I'm putting some of this on the map, by the way. So, evasion is possible when the environment is suitable, right? I think we can agree on that. I hope there's no debate on that. So let me put that down. If we're being outmatched by something that can pen the armor of these vehicles, there is no point in evading because we're just going to get blown up. We know this. Also, evasion has a purpose, right? If we see that we're going into an engagement that we don't want to take, if we're going into an ambush, into engagements that are not on our terms, we can and should evade them. Right, so we've established, or you guys have said that open ground is very helpful in doing it, and that safety is a concern when it's, when it comes to shooting the people that are sitting in the back. So that all reduces our combat power. But I think what we found here is, if we sum all this up, is that reaction to contact in this MO, more than others, is probably a situational decision. With mechanized, the defensive deployment is always the safer one, always the more sensible one, always the more successful one. Evasive action as medium forces is not always the sensible or successful choice. So we need other choices, right? So as Verst suggested, and I'm a big fan of this, we could react to contact in sort of an offensive way. And I'm going to give you a bit of context on that. So what I mean by this is, something else we tried last week was, can we dismount from these vehicles when they're moving slowly? So let me put that down. I hope that's how you spell offense. I can never remember. So, what I would like you to do for this next bit is to, when you're encountering contact, to respond with the greatest possible weight of fire that you can generate. I would then like you to drop the vehicle's pace to a walking speed. And then as you're moving slowly and generating that greatest possible weight of fire, I would like you to dismount one team. So the non-vehicle crew team. And then I would like you to sweep the contact that you have encountered. And let's see how that goes. And hope to God I find all the RPG guys. Good luck, have fun. Mount up, call ready, I'll give you a waypoint.
I think I can change that.
We're going to mount up.
Right now.
What's up?
I think I can change that right now. Do you want more UGLs?
Bravo is going to take the crew seats, Alpha is going to be in cargo.
Sure, if that's something you can do, Ox, that would be very helpful.
I think I did it, but you might want to check.
Yeah, I will check.
Yeah, mate, what's up?
You want to go on the crew intercom?
Roger.
When we dismount, partially, you might want to switch to the troop commander seat.
Are you jumping out with them as well?
Indeed.
Roger that.
It becomes your vehicle again.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's just me or Snort set down the wrong way.
He is, but he'll be fine.
It's because I can turn out.
Yeah, but
No, he just wants to give you all a good look. All in, please.
Alpha, all in.
Bravo, all in.
1-1, this is platoon, over.
7 for 1-1.
Move northeast towards waypoint 2, over.
1-1 stepping off northeast.
Driver, take us forward onto the dirt track.
Alpha, be advised,
Driver, turn
when we
right.
Dismount, we're going to form a line on the side of the vehicle that squad leader calls. We're going to go...
Driver,
walking.
speed 30.
And that's going to be
Correction,
standard
speed
formation.
20.
Wouldn't it be very useful to use this vehicle?
Speed set.
What's that, Sparrow?
Wouldn't it be very useful to use this vehicle as cover?
No.
No.
because of the RPG.
Yeah, but we don't have any RPGs.
UGLs, grenade launchers. Grenade launchers. This will be soaking up grenade launchers. It's the only thing they can hit us with. So they'll prioritize that with UGLs.
So it depends on the target, yes.
Don't
Yeah,
hide
can't
behind the
know, can
big potentially explosive target that they will be shooting at with their biggest gun.
Yeah, you are the maneuver element. We're the tank. Well, we're not a tank, are we? But
Distraction element.
yeah. It
It's
looks
a
cool
fair
in the
question,
movies,
Brennan.
but yeah, it's not in Arma. It's not gonna work.
I'd rather sit behind this instead of the open.
Well, there's cover on the terrain.
Really?
We'll take the brunt, skirmishing, yeah, certainly.
Driver, speed
Contact
10.
north will be this.
What? Speed 10.
I think you have to be slower, don't you?
10.
That is on the full left.
Alpha, dismount left, dismount left.
That's the Alpha, go. On the left side of the vehicle.
Contact front, contact vehicle front.
Walk in, weapons up.
Vehicle team needs to make sure all the turnout seats are crewed.
There's also
Vehicle
infantry
team
contact
only
left side
has
of the road
4
front.
seats.
Reloading,
Apologies.
reloading. I'm reloading. Vehicle's reloading. I can't engage. Contact is full left in the field.
Vehicle, reduce speed, try and stay in line with Alpha.
Reduce speeds.
I see.
Just hold for a second. Holding. Cheers, mate.
Can't see the fucking poles in the way.
What's the slowest we can go? Can we go
Alpha.
5?
Send.
We can. Yes,
Alpha,
let's just
cross
try
the
at 5.
road on the vehicle's right side and catch up with the vehicle.
Alpha, fall in.
Reloading.
This is Alpha.
Send.
I need to hold for a medical.
Alpha, hold, Bravo, jockey up and down the road, briefly.
Driver speed 10. Copy 107.
I'm checking front now for a lap.
Building west.
Can you go 15? Go 20, please.
Set.
And then when we get to this corner, just do a U-turn.
1-1, this is platoon, over.
Copy, you turning
Set.
left.
Contact resolved, mount up, call ready.
And then when we get in line with Alpha, can you make a U-turn and hold, please?
Glad you on the net.
Copy.
Yeah, MT4.
Turning right, or you turn right, sorry.
Bravo, hold.
We're turning around.
Yep,
Oh, U-turn.
was a big U-turn.
Alright, hold him.
Atlas, actual. Never mind. Alpha, mount up.
North to go back.
Yeah, moving now.
Thank you, Notes.
Oh, I love you.
I got one shot. I got T4 by a single shot in the leg. That was
Nice.
ridiculous. I saw the tracer coming.
Alpha all in.
You got shot on the Achilles heel.
Driver, take us forward north. Target speed 20.
To be fair, he got shot in the head.
Well, I mean, I saw the tracer coming. It was more like a thigh shot. But...
Did we dismount towards the enemy contact?
Maybe they shot. Yeah, I wasn't sure if because dismounting on the right would have made Alpha relatively ineffective from where the contact was, but in retrospect, then Alpha could have held in front of you, and you could have focused to the side.
1-1, this is platoon, over.
Send.
Are you guys ready? Over.
Apologies, yeah, 1-1 stepping off, moving on.
1-1, this is platoon. I've generated a new waypoint 3. Please move towards it. Over.
1-1 moving to waypoint 3.
Naughty Skelly.
I know.
What these little shoulder patches are? Is that like a striker dash?
Driver, at this T-junction, turn left.
Copy.
Looks like a cavalry dash.
Left.
It's a horse, so I guess.
Yeah, it's a cavalry, American cavalry unit.
Striker cav.
It's for our magnum-sized donks.
Anyone injured? Check yourselves.
Shit yourselves.
What?
I could do with a pack.
I'm in good health.
Hey Jarvis,
Contact front.
Hey, there.
Driver speed 5.
Eyes on.
Directly from
5.
Alpha, dismount right.
Dismount right, Alpha. Get the line up.
More contacts to the northwest, I believe.
Yeah, there's shots coming in from front left.
I just see traces.
Vehicle on the road, technical.
I can't fucking engage.
That was empty.
Why?
Vehicle's
Alpha shift
empty. We got a technical up front.
Alpha,
Engage.
respond to the technical.
Vehicle's out.
I don't know if he's...
Bravo,
We got contact coming in from the west.
I'm reloading still. I'm gonna make sure that technical's down.
North you up.
1-1 actual. This is Alpha.
Vehicle down.
Send.
Big rifleman is currently down.
Check. Someone needs to check north.
Can't respond to that technical.
Sorry, what's up?
Yeah, Bravo's taking the vehicle out. Out to you. Bravo, actual. This is Bravo. Just shimmy up and down the road. Don't go too far away from us. Maintain at most 100 meter dispersion.
Contact left.
Bravo,
Left side of red
copies.
smoke.
Driver, 2-0, towards that house, north of us.
1-1, this is platoon, over.
Copy, 2-0 set.
Send.
Contact resolved. Regroup,
Okay.
full dismount. Over.
Driver, make a U-turn and head back towards Alpha position.
U-turning.
I'm gonna be turning here.
It's good that you get a direction for the U-turn. Or Juan knows what he's doing, but not everyone will. Just eliminate the uncertainty. Call
Perfect.
aside.
Of course, thank you.
Ah! Look at them! They're running on their legs!
Right, driver, halt here.
Ha ha!
What the hell?
You've got so much energy knowing it's a bank holiday tomorrow, don't you?
I actually don't. It's been such a long day, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck
you
my
hide it
life.
well.
It's a bank holiday tomorrow?
Get up.
In Germany, yeah.
Phil,
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
surprised you're not,
Fuck's
not
a bank
battered by
holiday?
now.
It's when you don't have to go to work because everything's closed.
Ah, it's
The
a good
banks are on
day.
holiday.
It's a very silly British name for it. It's just, it's a holiday.
What do you call it?
Because
in
the
Germany?
market's closed.
Holiday.
Feiertag, holiday.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
But why aren't you drunk, Phil? That's the most important
I don't
question.
drink.
Or stoned. Oh, stoned.
That answers that question.
I don't do
moving
that
on.
anymore either. Okay, so is Versed onto something? Let's put
No.
it that way. Is verse anti-sun. Is offense the way to go?
Yes.
I think there's a time and a place for both of them.
So,
Interesting.
Just to really
for
sit on the
me,
fence.
yeah, it has its potential. It needs defining a bit better in the way it works. There's this limitations. I think that first deployment, yes, I agree with Skelly's comments. Yeah, he could put us on the right and had us focus front and use the vehicle to deal with the most of that contact on the left. We took quite a lot of hits being on the left. We stopped. We didn't keep up with the vehicle. There's a lot of problems there that I don't know how to solve.
I think we've got to learn fast this because it's both exciting, it's new, it has major holes in it that could ruin the whole idea or ideology of it. But if we get it right, it could be like the next best thing that we've probably ever done, in my opinion. Assault is always better than defense.
I have a question.
There's lots of small details. You're entirely correct about that, and we have to learn it, but we don't have to do it fast. Right? We're just experimenting. We're just looking what works and what doesn't. I personally stand by what I said earlier, so our reaction to contact must be situational in this. There is situations where you want to evade, and then there is situations where you want to fight. Again, taking our Sunday mission example, if you're encountering outmatch in a BTR against something that has the same gun as a BTR, evasion is definitely not the way to go. I think that much is clear. But then again, if you're in a ship position and you're being ambushed and you don't really need to take the engagement or don't want to take the engagement, and you're not outmatched so that you're somewhat certain that you're not going to get destroyed when evading, that could be the way to go. This has been extremely successful from my point of view as Zeus. You were ambushed by superior forces, at least in number, every time, and you cleared that very, very quickly. And the rest is details, right? Sure, you can use the vehicle to shield the infantry. You can use the infantry to shield the vehicle. There's lots of ways to do it. There is one sort of tactical point that I would make, though, which I think is crucial, is that I've said this last week already, and I'll say it again. These things are not IFVs, and you shouldn't command them as such, right? So sending them independently off somewhere to act as a sort of strong pointing enemy forces in these things. No, don't do that. Don't do it. Put your infantry on point. Don't put these things on point. You know what happens to them when they get outmatched, and they get outmatched easily, right? So that's a tactical point. And I'd again make an editing point is this only works in a permissive environment. If you as mission makers generate environments that are not permissive, it is 100% likelihood that there's going to be squad wipes. Guaranteed, no way around it. And that's sort of what I have to say on this. Do you guys want to add anything?
I have a question, but that might be more of a tactical aspect.
Go for it.
Why didn't we use smokes? The vehicle have a smoke canister launcher.
If you're being offensive and you're putting down smoke, you can no longer be offensive.
I mean, also when we were evading, we could have put down smoke and, you know...
You could have put down smoke, yeah, sure. You can even chuck smoke hand grenades out the back. Yeah, it's entirely possible. Yeah, sure, why not?
It's because every time I'm in a vehicle, I forget smokes exist.
Okay.
I lost them. I can't use them anymore.
Lost them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question that sort of goes off the back of what you were saying at the end there, Phil. So, when infantry are dealing with, like, something that means they have to stop, whatever that would be, the vehicle obviously can't just stop as well. So
of course it can.
Why not?
Because then it's a sitting target, you know. The whole point of the vehicle...
Keep it moving if you like, you just can't put it on point. At least in my opinion, you cannot. Because again, it's not an IFE, it can't move like an IFE, and it can't fight like one. And most importantly, it can't take a hit like one.
Okay, cool, yeah. So instead of what I was going for, which is them moving forward and then back a bit, I guess like the other way round. I don't really know. I think that's sort of the crux of the question is moving, but without moving forward.
So the thing that we usually do, right, is this burn drill stuff where you're going forward into fighting position, you kill a target, and you move back. This is a classic Arma thing to do. This isn't Arma. This is a glorified car. Right, so that's the sort of mindset that we have to get into with this. This is not Arma. It is not. It's paper thin.
Also, it doesn't have stabilizers in general, and I think the FFE seats will struggle if you move a lot as well. I think you can stop. If we're saying no RPGs, then who are we sitting ducks for? I mean, it's the rifle fire.
Maybe if I can add to that is maybe this is also a tech thing. So we've put these things up against, I don't know, RPG 7s and these Moors, and obviously that didn't end well for them. Maybe there is shitty old lights, disposable AT or something that can chip them. I don't know. This is going to need some testing, but I don't do editing. So this is the ball's in your court on that. But as long as we don't have anything like it, that's the way it's going to have to be. Yeah, something like that.
I don't think so. I think this is probably an instant death.
No.
UJ, go.
Yeah, I want to. I know this is a bit rude, but do you mind if I ask Oxman a question? But it is regarding this.
Well,
Well, you know what I mean. Well, it's not just Oxman; it's our editors. If we've got this new, I suppose you could call it a SOP going on now. This Battlebus idea and assault. We're actually teaching you what we're going to do, or is it the other way around? You have to now learn what we're going to do so that you can counter that, or at least negate
back
it.
and forth.
Yeah,
editing isn't about countering and winning. It's about letting you guys have fun.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
I'd only need to create a challenge with this. I mean, if I remove all the RPGs, you're going to dominate. I'll put a lot of like moving targets and stuff, but no, you have to consider that we're trying to win over you or adapt to what our SOP changes to. The only thing is like, okay, what's the maximum threat we can add? And then we're gonna slowly but surely creep towards adding more and more pressure to see what we can handle. But I think that's it. We're not trying to counter you. We try to tell the AI to do anything, it won't do it. We'll do the opposite.
The only person that makes missions to make it difficult and beat people is Cross.
Oh, it's Cross. Oh yeah, him right there.
Yeah, it depends who you ask, right? I mean, I make missions. Some people make missions to go around the SOPs. I make missions to be missions. So I believe that your SOPs should change if they're not working. But like I said, it depends on the Zeus, right? I'm not a good example. I'm a very poor example.
Fair enough. Well, that was a more interesting question than I actually thought. Bit impertinent, but why not?
Well, I think just to sum that up is, I think that's maybe it's my opinion, but I feel that it's shared by a majority. Is that players generally don't like being set up for failure on one hand, but then on the other, they always thoroughly enjoy these sort of survival scenarios where everything goes to shit and they're the last two guys left. Those last two guys are going to have the best experience out of all the players in the mission. But then the majority of the squad, all the guys, the 10 guys that have died like 5 times over, they're going to have a very shit experience. So if you sort of over challenge an SOP or sort of a setup or a way of playing, you're going to cater to a tiny minority, but the majority is probably not going to enjoy the experience. And this is like it's a thin line to walk on. Is finding we usually call it balance, but where it's both challenging and fair, and that's sort of where it's at. It's not personal taste. I think if you're a mission maker, you sort of want people to enjoy your missions and them to be interesting and they're coming back to your missions. So you sort of want to find that sweet spot. And this is again the problem with this medium forces SOP is that sweet spot is very difficult to hit. So yeah, lots of work ahead of us.
Great, love it.
Tons of infantry, Soviet charges. That will fix it. They have no RPGs. Fucking gonna do it. Throw rocks at you.
Zombies. Sorry, I just thought I'd randomly say zombies.
Uh-oh. We're gonna get killed.
Well, at least we can play basketball.
There's an HMG Bulldog?
Yes, I told you.
I wasn't listening.
We can't fit in that because we can only fit 10 people in that.
I thought it was
Who wants to
11.
not play?
Oh, we are 10 actually.
It's okay. I'll set it up.
The M113 and Bulldogs.
No, only
10.
one person.
UJ, UJ is 2IC. There you go.
You bastard.
Right, so
Kill you.
we've done evasion. We've done sort of an offensive reaction. I'd argue there's a third that is again not used by any other way of playing, and that is preemptive. And I would argue that we're probably gonna use this one quite a lot.
Cross crashed, he said.
Yep.
Just quickly, 3 points on map. So, a preemptive dismount, or partial dismount, I should say, will obviously depend on some planning and some decision-making process, and some things could factor into it. For example, it's just what the mission makers give us, right? So we have objective locations and a certain layout, so we can infer things from that. I hope that's the right word. My English is weirdly uncertain today. So another thing that UJ's already touched on is we usually have other means of ISR, so intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance. That's usually the air, but I know that some mission makers are interested in other means of providing that. And this should ultimately lead to a predetermined dismount point, where we then do a partial dismount with one fire team, and then do what we usually call skirmishing, at least in mechanized, but it's going to mean something slightly different in this. Questions? Problems? No.
No.
So, scenario as follows, right? So, we know that to the north of us, around the area of Agios Petros, Peter's Church, I think, the enemy is holding an area that looks roughly like this, and they are defending it towards the south. Right, so there's a couple of positions that they're holding. Let me mark that down. They're holding this place, that place, and they're holding that place. So based on that information, I would like Skeleton to make a plan, determine a preemptive dismount point, and then skirmish up to and at least get into that objective. All yours.
Sorry, the arrows are them. That's the direction they're looking, not the
They're
direction
sort of
they're moving.
facing, yeah.
That's the information you need to tell us to go northwest and around them.
Yeah, we're going to circumnavigate the globe.
Well, seeing as this is all about mobility, that is your prerogative. I'm not, putting my foot down on that. This is all about mobility, and if you want to make use of that, that's fine.
Yeah, I think we should stop going on rails. We do that way too hard in every composition. Well, except for infantry, I guess.
Yeah.
We are not dumb. Well, we could argue for or
the
against.
issue with not just going directly towards it here is that it forgets the potential context around this. Anyway, I'm overthinking it. Right, I'm not going to... I know what I was going to do anyway before we started this bullshit conversation.
I like the way that Oxman said he's not dumb yet. He forgot his shoot the other day.
Yeah.
One, listen up.
Everyone gets one fuck up a year.
Alpha.
Bravo. 1-1 mount up. Alpha's going to take crew seats. Bravo in cargo. We are going to move break. We're going to move northeast towards Agios Petros. I will mark an appropriate dismount point for us. I'll copy.
Alpha copies, mounting up, taking crew. UJ, drive.
Bravo copies.
Lad.
We have 6 firing from vehicle seats, I think.
Spirit.
No, wait, 4.
We're going to take some firing from
6.
vehicle seats here.
Yeah, leave the front left one is the best one for crew.
Is this a good one? This is a good one.
Front left.
Wonderful.
Yeah, front left is the best for...
Right rear I've got now. There we go.
You in commander yet, Verse?
No.
Alpha all
1-1.
Gallatin is leading.
Alpha all in.
Okay.
Crews go to the crew intercom, please.
That's Alpha.
In crew.
I think. Wait, are you on crew, Jay?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Why is it not working?
Driver.
Am I on crew now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driver, take us to the right of this white walled 1-story. Should we move across? Sorry. Keep going. Speed 15.
Is this gun supposed to be fully stabilized?
Driver, go left onto the road.
Is it vertical stabilized or just horizontal?
Sorry, that was entirely my fault. Driver, hold.
2 axes, both.
I need. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
One moment. Driver, 180. I believe this is a tracked vehicle, so you can just turn. Oh fuck.
Oh, that now.
Driver, take us forward northeast. Target speed 25.
Make it set 25.
Driver, we're coming up to. Yeah, it's a bit sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
Driver, coming up to a wide junction. At the junction, turn left.
Junction left.
If you guys want to quickly stop, I'll give you crossback.
Driver, hold. 1-1 holding.
My boy.
I'll leave my seat for him then.
Thank you, Jesus.
You can take the fire from vehicle seat.
Yeah,
How come there's no
There you go,
video
cross
feed
take
to the
Alpha all in.
commander and Gunner's camera?
There's
Because
no camera.
this isn't an IFV.
There's no camera. I'm standing on the roof.
Driver, continue forward. Take a left at the junction.
There is a camera to your rear right, but it's very hard to see. I don't actually know who has a good seat to see it.
Alpha, Bravo, this way.
Send.
We're aiming for market DM just on the right of the road below Agios Petros.
Copy that.
Bravo, please.
We might have warning. I have visibility because of the shield.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
You try being a winner.
What's that?
Kelly, what,
It's not something you want to hear.
There's a truck. I've got the. That's a really good question. Front left sounds about right, yeah. There's a truck far north. I'm not too worried about it.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Driver, do you see this 1-story brown building on the right?
Got it, yeah.
Park up to the east-south of that.
Massive contact.
Driver,
Left side
hold.
of the road.
hold fire for
Bravo, dismount, set up against this 1-story building.
Alright, Bravo, dismount.
Do you see them, lad?
No, I'm scanning. I don't see them. Are they?
Bravo,
they're
clear.
clearing.
Alpha, you're clear. Move onto the road and begin moving north along the road.
Right, UJ,
Stay in line with
the road.
infantry. Nods. I want you to stay as adjacent as possible to the vehicle along the right side of the road. Bravo, suggest you slow down. Infantry needs to keep up with you.
Oh, fuck, you're running off.
Apologies, Alpha. You need to slow down.
Contact technical.
Copy that 1-1 actual. We have a technical northeast, 200 meters.
Alpha, hold. Get to the end of this wall. Alpha, Bravo, team lead's just gone down. Shift back 20 meters and continue again.
Back.
Hey, come here and start shooting stuff.
Back.
Got one.
You can keep fighting. You're fine. Oh my
got
god.
hit.
Yeah. On target. 200 meters. Can't go out there, I think we gotta take a fight. Okay, we're moving. I don't think we have cover enough to move it.
I cannot hear what Lord is saying.
Are we going?
Lord, so you want yellow?
Yeah, I'm saying. Right, guys, on me. Line on my right, jogging weapons up.
Weapons up.
Technical is up. Alpha, continue moving. Stay just behind Bravo. Technical there, it's wrong. I'm getting fucked up.
North is down again.
That's not great. Took him down. Oh, I just took him prisoner. That's not what I was supposed to do. Sorry about that. So is alive. Got tier 3. Means
Move back.
Alpha, move back.
Bravo, double time back to wall.
Do you have a climb?
Yeah, I'm gonna carry him.
I'm smoking smoke. Oh yeah, okay, go. Just go.
Yes, okay.
I'll fix him.
Yeah,
up.
fantastic.
We're,
He's back up.
healed, yeah.
Yeah. Gonna bandage myself, hold on.
Alpha,
Anyone got blood?
break. Alright, let's call that exercise complete. Full dismount, regroup.
Alpha, vehicle off, full dismount.
You should be alright now.
Yeah, I'm gonna live. Thank you.
I have blood apparently.
He's got blood.
I have. AG
Who
stuff.
your AG is?
Yeah, I'll need a pack.
Can I grab some?
Yeah, give me your name first.
No.
Maybe we should just do a Suze here.
Right, I need to
Yeah,
switch to pedant mode here for just a second, right? So there is one thing that we never ever do, right? And it's this across the open, just towards the enemy, largely unsupported, is not an effective thing. But either you jog or you walk and shoot. Jog, don't shoot, or walk and shoot. There is the middle ground between the two is without any combat value. You're not going to hit anything. You're not going to move terribly fast, and when you stop, you're going to be knackered. Right, so no point in doing it. What else is there to say about what we just did?
It sort of felt like the worst bits of infantry combined with the worst bits of mechanized, from my perspective, anyway.
Sound like the enemy at the gates. You know that scene where, what's his name?
Oh yeah, that's
It felt like I was having to do quite a lot of micromanagement without being able to do like the actual micro bit. Like, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that was like an initiative thing or expectations, but like, yeah, it felt like saying like stay in line wasn't like enough. You know, even when I said that, that still wasn't what was happening.
I think from my perspective, you know, it kind of derailed when Bravo went back down and I wasn't alerted over the net that Bravo was down and I couldn't keep moving. A lot to focus on there, a lot to kind of wrap your head around. So
I think that's partially a proficiency thing. But to come back to what Scal just said, so you said this was the worst bits of mechanized. I think that can easily be explained by, once again, these vehicles being used like IFVs. And I see why that's a trap, right? It's a metal box with tracks on it, but it's not an IFV, and we shouldn't be using it in that sense. And I'd like to get back to what Ox said before we start this bit of the exercise, is that we're on rails. This felt very much on rails, but that's all. None of that is really what we're talking about, right? We're thinking about how do we react to contact, how do we engage in contact, and let's think about that a little bit, right? So a preemptive dismount is what we attempted here. Was this a good preemptive dismount then?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. It was safe.
Yes.
Yeah. So you were not engaged before you actually got here, which I thought was interesting because this position is like barely 150 meters from enemy positions. So I don't know, just from map work is of limited use, of course, but I was thinking something like this. Right, something like there. You can check a team up there and observe. You've got a path here that you can use. You've got a path here that you can use. You can stick people in here. You can stick people in here. Let's look at that other flank, right? You could dismount here, maybe. Dismount there. Work these tree lines over to a flank, which is just an argument for we need a bit more distance, I think. Distance from where we know enemy positions to be. And just reiterating what Ox is saying, we need to think about flanks. This is about mobility, and we shouldn't just do a frontal thing. If this was an IFV or a tank or something, you can strong point things. You can push choke points, or do frontal assaults with lots of firepower. But since we don't have that, I would argue that is not the most useful thing. But again, that's details. We want to think about preemptive dismounts. Are preemptive dismounts useful?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, generally, yes.
Yeah.
Generally, yes. All right.
Well, you maximize your firepower, don't you? So.
I think we went a little bit too hard on the aggressive factor. We were attacking an entrenched force, looking at us, trying to push forward, instead of, I mean, yeah, we want to use our mobility, but even in an IFV, we would have taken our time to break through, because like if you charge over the open with infantry first, it doesn't matter what comp we are, we're going to get fucked, especially if there's no cover.
Truthfully, even after you've mentioned these dismount points, I can't see a tangible benefit to having the Battlebus here. Why? Like, how is this better than just doing it as infantry?
Mobility.
Firepower.
Yes.
But from like, so mobility, not really, because controlling a vehicle, like you have speed, but you don't have the sort of freedom of movement that infantry has. And firepower, I also kind of don't agree, because if there's one thing we proved, it was that we were just two completely disjointed units.
That's the way the team's being led, though. Like for that one, we just randomly pushed forwards and became completely encircled. I was a rear gunner, right? So my arc is from 9 o'clock position to 6 o'clock position, and I was firing at targets because we just basically blitzed straight through their lines. Yeah. This vehicle's going to work best entrenched, using whatever bounding you call it, jockeying. That's it, with the GPMG on top. Yeah,
but if you look at the first DM, so we got there first. The thing about the mobility is that, okay, we get in here, we start to see that, oh shit, this is too heavy for us. We can't push forward, clearly. The amount of fire that came in. At that point, you can choose this, again, to pull back, mount up, and you can, oh, okay, this might be better. Nope, we're in the shit. Oh, okay, well, we'll try and figure out some other place. You can just keep moving. You can keep prodding, keep probing, and then you find an opening. Oh, shit, there's an opening. Let's go. And we'll flank it.
So you were talking about freedom of movement, right? So what Ox has put down on the map there, those black lines, walking that takes 5 minutes. Driving that takes 30 seconds. That is the benefit. The benefit is mobility. if you don't like that, if that's not something you enjoy, that's fair enough, right? We don't have to do this. If any of us do not enjoy this way of playing, and if we feel like after about 90 minutes of trying to make it work, we still aren't, expert at tactics because we don't have an SOP, we shouldn't keep trying. That's fair enough. I'm up for that, right? That's an opinion you can have. We can stop it right here. But I think this is all very difficult. If we've proven anything, then that this is a difficult way of playing and that it's going to need a lot of work, like I keep saying. That's sort of my pro argument. But if there's opinions against it, we can stop right here. No problem at all.
I mean, I'm being a bit of a Debbie Downer, and I'm clearly in the minority with it. It's just sort of, I don't really see, even what you guys are talking about this, like the whole movement and stuff, the whole coordination of that is not, not fun. I guess it doesn't really make sense. I don't really understand. I from an editing point of view, I'm never going to make a Battlebus mission because I wouldn't make something I wouldn't enjoy.
That's all fair enough. I mean, that's an opinion you can have. That's fine. Are there any other opinions or points? Anything you guys want to talk about?
You're gonna hate my point.
Okay. Well, make it anyway.
2-person vehicle crew. Get more boots on the ground. More
But then that's what you're doing is called mechanized with a shit vehicle.
Yeah, I should just fully
I'd
commit to
rather
that
just
in that
do
case.
mech.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, is that I'd be more interested to see that with this preemptive deployment, using the vehicle to get to your kind of target deployment location and then fully dismounting and assaulting it as infantry with that flexibility, with that movement.
Well, that's maybe my mistake, but before I explain that, I would like to say that, please just consider that we might be biased here, because mechanized is something that we are very good at, and that is an SOP that works very well. This is not something that we're good at, and this is not something that works very well yet. So, but to get back to what you guys were saying, I suggested the partial dismount, and this is maybe my mistake, because I was thinking that this idea of mobility is something that clicks with people, is something that clicks with these team leaders and with Skeleton. Because the thing that I'd personally expected to happen here is, right, okay, we set up in this point here, right? We do base of fire, we take out our targets, then we fully mount up and rush to something that we want to take. For example, one of these defended positions. That is something that I find is an obvious way of proceeding. Instead, you did what you called the worst way of infantry and the worst bits of mechanized, which I understand now because that is an intuition that we've built. Yeah, that's sort of the way I see it. That's what I wanted to go out for, but that didn't work. And that's not your fault. That's just something I wanted to see happen, and it didn't happen, which is fine.
Everything takes time to learn.
Question.
Sure.
So I'm new in this unit, of course. I do not understand very. Are you experienced with doing a vehicle crew or no?
Yeah, we are.
Mechanized,
Right.
definitely. Yeah.
So, what I feel is that you don't want it, right?
Could you elaborate? Who doesn't want what?
Like it's because we are using these vehicles, we cannot use the vehicle crew. That's it, right?
I'm not
This
sure
is a
if I
different
understand the question.
thing. You're saying that we're using this instead of mechanized, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not that. This is a different, for different situations to mechanized, if that makes sense. One where you have objectives that are more suited to infantry on a sort of micro level, and stuff that's more suited to mechanized on a macro level. That's the idea.
Yeah, right. But you don't want to use vehicle crews for that then?
What do you mean not use vehicle crews? Do you mean do you mean fixed
like
crews?
permanent crew.
The thing is, the last week it was said that we or you didn't want any vehicle crews committed to a vehicle like that, right?
Well, what I said is that we're not going to use these with fixed crews. No, if you turn around. So
Yeah, and
this
I know
is
the
the thing that
difference,
I keep saying. This is not this, right? So with the Bradley, we would have a fixed vehicle crew, and then
Right.
a small dismounted team around that. So it's a completely different structure. Like with what we just used, like the Bulldogs and the Strikers and the BTRs, we want to keep the same structure we use as a basic infantry squad. And that's also the reason why we're not going to have fixed crews with this, because we're expecting to, at some point, and this is not something that we're doing here because we're trying to figure out how to fight using these vehicles, is like we are expecting to come up against situations where we fully dismount. Like, for example, and this is the bit that didn't work out, if you're assaulting the tree line back here, right, that was defended by the enemy, that is a point where I personally have fully dismounted the squad. And that's not something that we need to train on Thursdays, because this is what we do all the time. And yeah, it's not something we need to figure out. What we need to figure out is how to use these APC sort of type vehicles with this basic infantry squad structure without fixed crews. I'm not sure that answers the question. I hope it does.
I think it does, but it doesn't. In my head, doesn't make sense. In all due respect, because why wouldn't you want like designated crew for it?
Because then we need extra people is one reason. Also, they don't have commander seats in the strictest sense, so there'd only be 2 people. And this sort of 2 people experience as a fixed vehicle crew is awful. It's just awful gameplay. Also, you sort of have to think it through, right? If you're a 2-man fixed vehicle crew for a basic infantry squad that's going to be dismounted most of the time, it's going to be a very lonely job with tons and tons and tons of downtime. So this is just not it. From a gameplay perspective, I understand you're sort of making a tactical and organizational point, which is fair, but just from a gameplay perspective, that is not valuable.
I thought we agreed that the best case for having mounted action is skirmishing, and actual fighting is done dismounted. I thought we were heading for that direction.
Yeah.
So it's fine to leave the vehicle, I mean, but when you skirmish, obviously it helps to have one team dismounted, a partial. But when we go up against a entrenched enemy, a village, I mean, there's no point doing partials. We should just get the whole squad out.
It's fine to leave the vehicle, but we don't need to train how to leave the vehicle. We know how to work as infantry only. So there's no point in spending training time on that. I'm not sure if I'm getting that wrong.
I think it's just it makes a bit more sense now. So we're using this basically exclusively for transport. If we get an encounter, then we get an encounter, which is what we're doing now. We're trying to avoid contacts in the vehicle.
All the stuff we're doing today is not what we're going for. This is a non-ideal situation. This is not what this MO is about.
Okay, because I think well, I know for myself, I can't speak for anyone else, but my understanding of this was like, this is the ideal situation, because that's what we're training for. So I wasn't really
mechanized, but worse. Yes, no, it's not. That is not the idea.
That's why I've been pushing for like dedicated crew and shit. But it makes sense. It makes more sense if I should think of that as a Hemmet instead of a Bulldog.
And this is sort of where the training is failing, of course, because the training needs to be about how to get to grips with the vehicles. Because again, if we're not, in the vehicle and we're a fully dismounted infantry squad, what are we training, right? I'm not sure that makes sense.
Yeah, the same thing as Cross had a completely wrong idea of what this training was actually for then.
I think part of it is as well is that we already ran missions, and in some of them we did use it like mechanized by the worst. So that's, I think, part of why people misunderstand it so commonly, is because we already, did missions with the style that we are using today.
And it went badly.
Yeah.
It got blown up.
Well, it's no surprise, is it?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, Spirit, that of the whole time you've been here, you've only done Battlebus because we literally have never done it before.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave this here though. I'm gonna let this simmer, right? So lots of things going wrong. We don't have an answer for many things. I think we also had some positive experiences today. It's a shame we're ending on this, but I think a lot of it was quite successful. I think the evasion has proven itself, or once again proven itself as something that at least we can do in certain circumstances. I think the sort of offensive bit is a lot of fun. I think personally I find it is a lot of fun, the offensive reaction when mounted. This bit, obviously, when it comes to what do we actually do when we're up against an objective, this is sort of open-ended. I'm going to have a think, I guess. You all have feedback. We're going to talk about it with the NCOs, and then sometime in the near future, maybe let's get back to it, right? If you guys want. If you, and this is a point that I think is very important, if you think this is shit, it's not going to work, I'm not interested in it, we need to hear about it. Right? And it's an opinion you're more than welcome to have. You don't have to enjoy anything. This is just a crazy idea. If you're not on board with the idea, please grow a pair and say that, right? That's something we need to hear if that's the case. And I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks very much for joining me.
Cheers.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks for holding it.
We're going to restart the server.
I wonder why
Thanks
live.
for this game.
I wonder why.
We're going to update the mod.
Hey, we got
Anyway,
through a fair bit.
do I need to update the mod?
I like how it's always just like fuck aircore or whatever they're doing.
Honestly, man, I was in the middle of a lesson.
No, you weren't actually. You were at the end of the lesson.
User has been kicked from your channel.
Not again.
I think everyone was on 2.6, right? 1.2.6.
7.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Why?
Take care, dude. In a bit.
Bye.
Why do we not get put in?
And that's the training. Hope you enjoyed that. A little bit new stuff, learning how to tackle Battlebus. We'll see how it goes next time. Catch you then.